aspect of this Lich where they're going to be able to essentially force another factor into the team fight where, before we've been talking about the control that goes with the team fight or just the overwhelming damage output, this is a positioning factor where essentially you don't want the Supernova to be high impact, but they don't want the Chain Frost to be high impact either. So you're kind of juggling while you're also trying to be breaking eggs. So
well, Chen is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Because the Chen creeps itself tanks the Novas, and you have the Hand of God to deal with it. And now you have enough of Zeus strat in combination with the Vendor. This is what I meant earlier. It's so hard to read what IG is doing. Now they transition suddenly into a strat that could push.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Just like a melee carry, or even it could go with like Drow or something here. It wouldn't be too terrible. And the important thing is that you get some good damage into that safe lane tier 1. You want to bring that tier 1 down fairly quickly so that you can start to control the rest of the map, because I feel like if you're able to take CDEC's offlane tower, the Phoenix is going to be in a position where he's forced to either look for levels or look for taking up a defensive position. He doesn't really get to choose between the two. So by taking the tower early in the off lane and the bottom lane for Dire, and then also looking at the mid lane immediately thereafter, I just don't really feel like CDEC are going to be ready to fight at that stage of the game. The Lich will be still a little bit behind in terms of his combat potential, because while Lich is great at a war of attrition through the sacrifice, he doesn't really get the opportunity to build up his combat spells until a little bit later. So I think early laning, push the bottom tier 1, get the faster Midas on Invoker by pushing the tier 1 bottom and then mid, and then experience from sacrifice won't be the issue.
Yeah. Oh, Ember Spirit's gonna close things out. Another decent kind of a late game insurance hero. I would have personally preferred something like a Sven, which, if you look at what's they're up against, Lich Frost Armor is fairly good against Sven. You have the Phoenix Fiery Spirit that's also very good against Sven. But just Sven giving your entire Death Push Ball plus 20 armor as you walk up the high ground makes it very difficult for CDEC to deal against. And CDEC is gonna run it back, Risso back. Now they had a very, very tough loss against eHome with it yesterday, but I feel like in this game, probably the perfect frontliner to deal against Chen, Invoker, and the likes.
I mean, obviously you get a lot out there, just keep on spamming the quills and etc. But we've seen that Vengeful Spirit can be a very good answer to the Bristleback by swapping him into a position he doesn't want to be in, with the negative armor. Searing Chains will lock you in that position from that point, and it's really just hard to stay alive throughout all that. No matter what sustain you're brought by the Sunray, the Healing Wave, or the Healing Ward. So in this position, I mean, yeah, Ice Armor will negate some of that, but I'm a little bit concerned here for the side of CDEC in terms of them getting off the ground and starting to be able to get into the fighting phase a little bit faster. But at this point, I'm looking at it here. The Ember Spirit is still kind of desynchronized. I absolutely agree with you about what you were talking about with the Sven. I mean, after all, is 9-1 with the hero.
Yep.
So looking at it now in the context of they were looking for a pushing lineup to an extent, as well as a mid-game fighting lineup, and they go with the Ember, who's not particularly great at dealing with the Phoenix, and isn't all of that breaking down towers either. What am I missing here? What is Yuno looking to accomplish?
I think one thing that a lot of teams forget about when you're pushing is you need a hero that's mobile enough to deal with the enemy team that's split pushing you.
Sure.
And Ember is probably like the best hero, apart from Prophet, in the business to do something like that.
Early, though? I feel like you're running at a Juggernaut and a Lion at the first 20 minutes. Like, what are you actually going to be doing to that lane?
It's that most Ember nowadays just go BOT first.
Yeah.
So you just have that mobile core that could, let's say we're pushing mid and suddenly the enemy team is trying to split push top and bottom. Now you have a hero that could, BOT one lane, leave a remnant behind, and just at least slow down the split push.
And of course, there's the value of using the Activate Fire Remnant to dodge out the Omni Slash, so it's only when the line connects with his spells that you're in danger. So if you're engaging during daytime, you're actually going to be taking a lot of damage here. The Icarus Dive should come through, but at the chains and the nukes, that's going to be Vengeful Spirit taking the first blood.
How many are going to lose, though?
I think just one. I think that Yuno is going to be going down here, and the first blood, I would still say, favors the Venge dogfights. Obviously, going to be able to get his boots up a little bit faster. Actually, what's on the core? Yeah, just boots and speed. Yeah. So I would say that, yeah, you're not, because Amber's not losing gold in that situation. The Venge is only gaining more, and yeah, I think that is going to allow Dogfight to do more this game in terms of zoning the Phoenix directly.
Oh, sure. Getting the boots first early helps out so much, because her range is so slow.
Yeah, I mean, she's usually considered one of the worst supports to zone out an enemy off lane of any type, but this will give her a nice little bit of leverage.
I am concerned for the Invoker at the mid lane, though, because you're dealing with Bristleback and a Lich. There's actually kill potential to be had against the Invoker there.
So how do you think that breaks down? I mean, do you think that it's going to require an early point of the Viscous Nasal Goo?
Probably not. You just have Frost Nova to come in and just give him the slow. You're not going to get the kill in one go, but you could kind of wear him down with a couple of Quill Spray, maybe get an extra attacker in and back off, and then just do it again. And obviously, as this lane goes on, like you said, the attrition factor of the Lich is just too hard to deal with.
He went, however, for the level 1 Frost Blast.
For the fight. No, he got it for the fight, yeah.
Level 1 confrontation, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those situations where, like, you really wish that that had been the case, because when Tide skills got level 1, suddenly his laning is completely destroyed. However, you're seeing with this dual lane, okay, exactly
kill,
what I talked about. The Fairy Fire will help, and the other way!
Oh my god! Turns it around, Fran, and he's gonna get double kill from this!
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely insane here. Fran, with a little bit up from the Chen's Seer, is going to be able to turn it back the other way.
Okay, the lane's over. Alright.
Yes,
the mid lane's over.
Failed.
The Lich should not even go back there. I mean,
he's got to get 2 just to sacrifice, and then he'll walk away somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, what are they going to do now? Like, this is absolutely disastrous. We're going to see Invoker pick up here a healing salve as well as a Bastion to finish the Ring of Heal, and while that was nerfed in the most recent patch, so that's not as effective in terms of armor, it's still an overall really slot efficient item.
Hey man, got extra damage.
1 point of extra damage.
For 1 armor.
Exactly.
Not a good trade.
No. But all the same, it's not like he's one magic stick. Even against a Bristleback, he's still not going to be really taking advantage of that.
I don't know. I feel like against Bristleback specifically, having a magic wand is not the worst.
No, it's definitely not. But it's just of all the heroes to not want a magic stick. Like, if you're up against a Batrider and a Bristleback, 90% of the hero pool at least will be looking for a very early stick. Invoker is not among those.
Maybe he'll get one. We'll see. Rabbit top lane, maybe in theory could technically go for the Q going for the nice body block, Impale to catch back up. Not gonna be enough, I say. Yeah, he's gonna be able to walk away here. Just a tanky beast of a hero.
And the boot's gonna help out plenty in that situation. He's just gonna keep moving, but there's gonna be a pincer and it's gonna be a haste rune. Does he want to get involved in this?
Nah, he's 4 HP. So I wonder if we don't see any windlasses being purchased in the China scene, is because nobody else is purchasing it.
Yeah, it's like, probably comparative. Yeah.
If one person buys it, suddenly it's like, oh man, it's like an arms race, right? He has more movement speed. We need to get more our windlace to get more movement speed.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more emphasis in the Chinese scene of early smoke and estate play, where like the regions that spam Windlace are often getting 1 smoke less per game, because they delayed a little bit more, and it just is that early economy. Because while you can argue that the ward changes are all proportional, it's still annoying as hell to constantly try to keep that stock low and keep the wards flowing, as well as also spending some money on Tome of Knowledge. Like, yeah, it's free experience, but you still have to pay for it. It's not really
It's not literally free. It's, yeah, I gotta work for it. Alright, how's Bristleback doing? Not very well. I mean, he does get 1 point of Viscous Nasal Goo, which I think he's better served by 2 points of passive.
Oh, he is, definitely.
I think it's actually better to go 0-2-3 against Invoker in the mid lane, because you just get hammered in.
He did go for this, by the way, so that even further emphasizes the point where the goo is barely making up the stick charges it's putting out. So I definitely agree with that, and I think that it's just kind of Super's playstyle that he loves to be in control. He loves to be able to kind of make those jumps and follow up with a powerful disable, so I see that DK matches that template pretty well, but being able to spam the slow and reduce the armor definitely kind of plays a little as well. Fran here, nice little regen rune, gonna get his boots out, and at this point, is there anything that can delane the Invoker? Can the Lion make a move?
I mean, he's level 3, so probably not. So I think that the only thing that can happen is maybe the raid makes a dive towards the mid lane to kill the Bristleback, and then they get killed by a TD of a Juggernaut. That's really like the biggest chance I see CDEC making. Hold that thought, let's get another goal here on in July. That should be a kill. Although he jukes to the right, it's a kill to Lion.
Talon. That's the important thing. Lion pick up his own little surplus of income now. Boots and Smoke and Tranquils all coming out here for him, but you can never keep a good tide down.
Oh, you can't.
Nothing to the stacks, not a big deal here. He's level 5. He definitely could have benefited from at least one stack, but all the same, he's just gonna build himself up here. He went back to lane. I'm telling you, go back to lane. You're kind of asking for that to happen again.
+2 armor, dude. What do you think about that? I mean, yeah, sure, it's somewhat dangerous, the fact that you went back into lane, especially now that you notice that Juggernaut does have Tranquil Boots. His jungle stack, so I think he feels like he can find a little bit more here now. Now later he will probably go. Now that he's gonna go back to jungle, get that thing going.
Yep. So I haven't really seen much before outside the stage of harassment was quite high impact, but now it's just kind of a position where he's not. He has a few steps for himself. He's kind of in farm mode, just kind of rushing the arcanes. So get that magic missile plus the sunspec you're looking for, and while it is kind of a more narrow timing window with the change to missile, only 1.2 seconds duration, they'll make it work, and that is going to be the burst they want to bring the Phoenix down once more. 0-2 Phoenix with only level 3, compared to a 0-1 Tide, 5.5.
You can see that the Yuno is also extremely smart. He knows if dive incoming, so he holds onto the chain as late as possible to essentially cancel the dive. And he's done that twice now. Once the first blood and once just now, and getting rewarded and picking up kills in this lane.
Look at this experience per minute, man. 120 for Yao. Now just building up a little bit more creep Dota, but is just him being on the barrel. He is beneath every other member of his team, everybody else in the game. And this is going to be as an off or Phoenix or not. It's definitely a hard configuration. Before we got to see the dual lane conversation where the Doom got involved in the off lane with Yao, and the Phoenix was able to actually do quite a bit. Now the Lich is so dedicated to helping out the Bristleback, feels like they've kind of left the Phoenix high and dry.
Yeah, he's definitely probably going to buy all the Tome of Knowledge just to catch back up.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna do it anyways, man. Come on, Phoenix.
Regardless whether it's godlike or not, he'll buy all the Tome of Knowledges. Alright, Chen looks like just mostly focusing on the economy game. Fine. You did talk about the line rotation to the mid lane to kind of bring the lane back. Let's see if it's going to be successful here. Yeah,
Fran's playing pretty far back, but just a couple of spells to combo out. And are they looking to dive this? Q is going to be getting the Earth Spike here as well as the Hex. Fran going to be taking a lot of damage here, and it looks like that will be with no return.
Well, okay, never mind.
Finish him off. That is going to be a nice...
I mean, we can't see anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, but...
Would you like to do a reconnect, or...?
I mean, it's... you have the same issue, right? It's just probably...
I've gave up on reconnecting, so...
Nah. But alas, Invoker, obviously the big kill. I was wondering if there was any way for him to be brought down. They do find it, but it will only delay his Midas a little bit. He's still pretty much at his quota.
And that was close kill in a sense that they almost couldn't have gotten it, so... TPs are coming in. It's actually dangerous to do it when Hunters are so close.
Yeah.
That could have been really bad. Sunstrike coming out, not going to connect here. That'll be it.
Unfortunately, roots for the Brosack, so he's going to be sitting at pretty low HP here and might even just be D-laned. And bottom, we're going to be sitting Yuno dropping very low here, but Yuno is baited. Still gets the kill on out here as he makes up with the remnants. Commits his remnant, commits his entire mana. He will finish off the Phoenix once more. Can he get out with it? Spike is available, but just shy. And still survive with 200 HP.
Yep, and he's got BLT gold soon.
We'll go for one reconnect. You can go radio broadcast mode first.
A healing hand. Bonded, you and I.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Basically, Juggernaut makes a huge dive, gets a little bit of ankles broken in the trees, and then TP's out.
Good little maneuver there. So that's obviously really good because the Venge and the Chen are also top lane, and they're not pushing. I mean, like we were talking about having an expectation for them to take towers relatively early. Actually, Q now being pursued by Yuno. Sunstrike will not be on the mark, but Yuno still looking for one more hit. And with the lack of mana, it is just him now being frost blasted now, being drained, and he is being slowly poked and prodded at. But I think he still is.
Dive?
Oh, they might do it.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah.
All right, now Q needs to play run away from the Sunstrike game.
Yeah, it's gonna be off cooldown very shortly here, but the invoke is not, so it's gonna be Q just back to the base and good bounties all around.
Alright, so I do want to point out about Venge's skill build. The fact that you have a big Chen army, I think you'd be better served to level your aura.
Just 1 point.
Yeah.
1 point. So
in fact, he's leveling his Terran instead. I'm not sold on this one.
Oh, a Rabbit coming out after the spin. That's a guaranteed kill onto Rabbit, but Super should get this rebuttal here onto Dogfights. Does clean it up, and we'll have that Vanguard out.
I wonder if he's leveling a Terra to make the Force Spirit hit a little bit harder, but I don't know. Essentially, that's your aura.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like worried about the Ice Armor providing less in terms of mitigation, but yes, if Chen's army is actually hitting towers, then just 1 point in the Venge aura is extremely valuable.
Well, very sad. I do agree with leveling up the Magic Missile in this game, though, because you need stun time to set up stun strikes.
I think they've nerfed it too hard to not ever... Like, there are some people who still go 1 point Magic Missile,
and it just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, cooldown reduction as well as now the significant duration increase. You've increased by 50% from level 1 to level 4. So I think it's absolutely imperative that you go for the max Magic Missile, not necessarily as the first skill, but definitely as the second.
Sure. Well, CDEC are going to be losing Tier 1 top power, although they're going to try to fight for it. TIE Hunter kind of tangled up in July while being spun after. He's probably going to die. The close break should finish it, and now Dogfight in a lot of trouble as well. Yeah, I don't think he has the teleport scroll at the ready, so just giving up free kills.
A lot of them too, man. This is getting really difficult to justify because right now, I mean, they were doing so well in the laning phase. The Invoker got a double kill in mid. We got to see Yuno start off so strong here as 1, 2, and 2, but I mean, they're forcing these fights that they can't really get into. They're trying to push without the cores behind it. I mean, the Invoker's not there, the Emperor's not there, and they just seem to be kind of walking into CDEC's open arms. Like, Omnislap's going to come out.
Walking into the Tier 1 tower for enemy team. Rabbit now, maybe a little bit too deep. It's going to be TIE Hunter teleporting in. Does he have Gush available to him? I don't think so. BLD coming in though. Can we get the Chain? Chain is available. No Omnislash, so it looks like Rabbit's going to go down regardless to the Gilding Ward.
There's going to be a flank here. 3 heroes coming in. Chain Frost available. Could be a massive Chain Frost if they can get the Earth Spike on top. There it is. Going to be able to bounce back and forth. Chen and the Venge, even the Tide. And they're doing so much damage. Big breakdown. And Venge going to get Supernova on. Just desperate to break the egg. But it's not going to happen. It is going to be 3 for 1. And not even really... They trade... Use the Juggernaut to pull all these heroes forward, and then they got the best Chain Frost they asked.
Yeah. I mean, Silver Lining can die. Or split pushing and farming, so I mean
that is big the game. GG. We'll commit hard to top lane. Are essentially soul laners now. Die.
Yeah. I mean, Time of Dying is probably not the best thing ever, but he's a hero that could cover fairly fast, in my opinion.
But we talked about it a lot, and he still had to make time for himself. They've been pushing. He hasn't. Like, this Ancient deck is ripe for the taking, but Bristleback probably has an eye on it too, now that the Dire Observer Ward has come out.
Yeah, so the build Bristle for yesterday, when he played it with SNY after Vanguard, and then he went for, I want to say BKB, or Octarine's after.
650 net worth on Manila. With the Wave of Terror, it seems like it's going to be very quickly increasing, and they're going to try to smoke it. They're going to try to go in, get the spike out quickly. They will be able to get in H4 and Earth Spike on the side. He's not going to get the Kraken shell out fast enough. He's just going to be going down, but gets swapped back. Dogfight saves his life, and they'll just step for the HS. So Tide got about 500 net worth out of that. Super gets the rest.
Yeah, and the rest were the big ones too. Back he ain't going home until he gets that dragon. He does. So that was a pretty good timing on the smoke gank.
Yeah, at least able to contest. Obviously, they would have preferred to be able to get in and snipe the entire thing, but that's kind of ideal. Takes time to move across the map, and that Wave of Terror Max actually expedited the process quite a bit for the Tide.
Maybe that they had that in mind when he's skilling it.
Yeah, I usually you'll just get sentries for your play, but if you want to commit your entire skill build for that one thing, then it definitely.
I mean, it's still good elsewhere.
Can have merit.
Good for Roshan if they want to sneak it now.
Well, Seems like that would be a little bit too far into enemy territory here. They're gonna leave with the Centaur, so worst case scenario breaks and they walk away. But yeah, they are making their move there. Ice armor on the Centaur.
Oh, they're just up the hill too. It's just so risky, but
It's also expected, and that needs to keep factor here.
where's that terror? He wants to angle it away from the Ancients. So even not even committing to the terror. Okay.
Yeah, just making sure that there's no chance, no matter where they place wards, that they're not gonna see it.
Terror just got used.
Yeah, they did not see that one, so that is gonna be a free rush on for IGV right under the noses of CDEC.
Completely unexpected and gonna get away with it.
Very nice use of the smoke here, and that is going to be Invoker picks the Aegis the Immortal. I mean, that is absolutely, like, if you knew, that would be a team wipe, straight up. The Tide maybe doesn't die because he's not there, but the other four do.
Oh, they might get one more bonus kill. Ravage that's available is going to get dropped to Chain Frost. Hopefully bounce on the streets. They get one kill. The egg's going to come through. Is anybody focusing? No, looks like it's going to TP out. They're going to focus on Q. They will get the Q kill. No, they won't. He runs away. The egg gets popped down here. Finally, Q goes down. But how many people are they going to lose? People trying to TP out. Looks like you won't be able to make it home. Double kill for Yao. And that should be the end of the fight. Again, silver lining, the cores are alive. Ember is farming somewhere. And they even lose the Aegis. Oh no, that one wasn't so bad. They kill the Super Bristleback as well.
Yeah, because considering they are in a losing position in this game, it is actually worth not only the cooldowns, but the fight there to walk away. A huge win for the Roche, because they were able to sneak that.
Yep.
But then when they made the initiation, they draw even, which when your enemy is, generally speaking, in a better position, it's good for you. But we actually look at net worth, XP. We've always had that caveat of whenever the deaths happened up, the courts were still farming, Hannah Midas was still coming into play. Technically speaking, IGV have never been behind.
They haven't. They fell behind the set of the laning stage hasn't gone too well, at least for the top lane. But we gotta remind ourselves that mid lane has gone fine for the Invoker. The bottom lane, the Phoenix got relatively shut down for a majority of the game. The big thing for me so far is the fact that TIE Hunter has never really grounding anything, and he's been dying non-stop. Like, if we don't see a quick blink, then things are not going to be great. With that said though, a lot of times in most games, TIE Hunter has the pressure to farm the mech and the blink, and he doesn't have to deal with the mech this game. So even though he's behind, the Chen is essentially taking up slack.
We're going to see that Super is able to provide an enormous amount of healing here for his team. He's also been able to bring a couple of really good armies, but a lot of those have been farmed up by the Lich per ultimate, and he's just going to have to kind of rebuild his forces as time goes by. Very forward ward here, also very commonly dewarded, but not at this timing window. You usually see this ward after 25 minutes. That's when you're going to be looking to deward. On Dire side, you're going to be looking to deward here, as well as around here. And if you know your enemy really well, sometimes you'll even look in this area. But at about 17 and a half minutes, you're really not looking for that deward as commonly, and there's a chance that ward sticks around.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's a
is
strange
under
place to
attack.
put sentries on both of them. Like you said, knowing your enemies well, but apparently not well enough, missing it out.
There it is.
Going back to the Chen creeps, you're saying they're mostly taking it for tanking the Chain Frost. Any thoughts on maybe taking one of the smaller ones to give him a little bit of magic resistance?
I guess
I've never
the
really
Hellbear. The Hellbear would be good. The Centaur Coursers only have 350 health
Right.
now, so they're weaker by comparison, but I think you could...
And they do stack, right?
Yes,
Like you could go ham and just pick up 4 of them and be like, hey, you're Chain Frost, nice Chain Frost.
true, that's true. It's like the anti-veil right there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and you're blocking, quite a bit of magic damage, but probably overdoing it to pick up 4. Maybe 1's okay.
yeah, I think 1 could definitely be solid in increasing the overall effective HP. Obviously, it doesn't do much else, but
Radiant's middle tower is
so
under
pretty sweet.
attack.
I think that I like that idea. You always looking for ways to take advantage of that, because since that change, it's actually been more of a nuisance to having
Yeah,
to
for
worry about
Dooms.
the
When I play
magic
Doom,
resist.
I'm like, God damn, now I lost my nice ability for this useless
Dire's top tower
magic
is
resist.
under
Yeah,
attack.
going from Alpha Wolf
Radiant's
to...
middle tower is under attack.
It's so tiny for heroes too, like 5% or something.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we're gonna see a smoking. The Scandal finds them.
All right.
So, Dire is aware that there is enemy rotations into the jungle.
So despite no ward here, they're trying to make their move, and just kind of based on the expectations they have.
And it was
Midas Phoenix is certainly going to be jungling, and the Juggernaut as well.
the correct
Dire's
expectation.
top
It's just
tower
that the
is
scan
under
found them out.
attack.
So
Dire's structures are
Although it seems like CDEC are considering trying to find an angle for the fight where it's like they're not completely afraid of IGV. Even though Ravage and Hand of God are really strong teamfight abilities, if they get the right angle, they're even willing to fight into Aegis.
Yeah. Right now, Super's fighting under the ice wall. It's like, hey, I don't care. I'm gonna stand under here.
Just keep spinning. Alright.
Yeah, so I feel like this game is actually in a fairly even spot.
Definitely.
And that's where you look towards Yuno, right? He's actually just been farming this whole game.
Well, that's what Yuno does, man. Past month, this guy has had an average of 275 less hits a game. That's above almost every other team qualifier. So he still is involved in the kills. He has like 68% participation rate in terms of kills and assists. But he loves the spends, the gyrocopters, and in this case the embers that are able to just keep Rice and keep building up their last hit pool and getting to that next tier of items. Is it just gonna be Crystallis next, or maybe the Liquid Sphere?
I think it's maybe a little bit too early for Lincoln. He hasn't been really the focus, and I don't think the lines haven't blinked yet, right? Can we check on the?
Sure.
Yeah, he's fairly close, so that can be a concern. But I think as a aggressive player, you probably want to go for the Crystallis first. Blink Dagger.
Okay.
So kind of a halfway point. Crystallis gives you essentially faster farming and more killing potential.
But this might be a problem. He's going to have to go very quickly, blinking from the tree line here. If he does not see the line coming, oh, he does. Radiant have vision here. Q walks into it. There's no way they catch Yuno now. He's actually going to situation though. Goes in, but got it's going to be a strike off the mark.
That was just miscommunication.
If that was faster, that would have been incredible.
Yeah, would have actually
turning
got a kill.
Almost guaranteed death with the Omni/Hex into a guaranteed kill with the Searing Chain Sunstrike. That would have been definitely the play of the week.
Yeah. CDEC continue to rise away. Yeah, unfortunately this game doesn't have the Shiva guard in 20 seconds of gameplay. Would be actually. I think Super, when he had the Superman Bristleback, also Shiva guard somewhere along the way. Let's see what his item choice for this game is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the S and Y is a bit of an older item pickup. It used to be when the Bristleback had a lower base attack time, it was a much better right clicker. You actually used to see like S and Y basher rushes in the European scene. Now it's much more about just being mobile and surviving. So you get swapped out of position, but you have enough speed to get back to your teammates and to force IGV to chase, which
I would like to make the point that the 30% name chance makes it very good for Bristleback. Yesterday when I saw the Bristleback pick, a lot of the new buffed item is very, very good for BB. For example, the pipe. Oh wow. Hood, getting one item less, so you could buy cheaper. Playmail, essentially a upgrade. Vanguard being able to upgrade into Abyssal late game matters quite a bit for Bristleback. I made like a 5-minute rant about all of these items being very good for him, and he never bought a single one. So I got very disappointed. He went for Shiva's guard, which is still good. He went for an Octarine, which is kind of like an O item, which led to like a 5-minute debate on the couch whether Octarine was good or not on Bristleback.
Really?
Everybody on the couch
Who's gonna debate that? That's amazing.
Purge and Naha said it was terrible. I was spending quite a bit. I was catching game how it was.
It is like, I mean, it's every game by any stretch. It's probably even just under 100%, but it's an amazing item on the hero.
It was amazing yesterday when you bought it, but they've not sold.
The intelligence increase of Octarine increases the damage your spells do. You can actually damage over the Quill Spray threshold.
Oh, that was an argument I didn't make. That was a good argument.
Yeah, you get that max Quill. Like, okay, well, they can only take so much damage. The intelligence will take it to the next higher. I did get a chance to test it out. A justification for it. Yeah, I mean, Bristleback has a little gain.
Something is actually
no. His base hit is horrible, but he gets 2, which is really high for a strength hero. So you get, and you're actually doing a lot of damage. Cool. In turn, it's like AC. Do you have AC though?
No, he
I think I would argue for AC over Shiva.
But Shiva with the extra int though.
Okay. I can be sold.
Also, this is what broke my heart. He got Aghanims. Aghanims with the...
That's like a better AC, isn't it?
Yeah.
Attack speed, but...
I think underrating the damage physically was... Like, he could actually pretty hard.
What's the cooldown with the Octarine as well. It's extremely short.
It's like 1.2 or something, right?
Yeah, so making that happen with in an AoE effect, I get them Octarine, I'm
Dire's
about that
bottom
life.
tower
That seems
is
really
under
fun.
attack.
But Spurs not.
Nah. Okay. I mean, right now, like he realizes that they've already got a lot of damage spells. He kind of needs to be able to get just open. They need to be able to find a way to force the fight. They don't have a blink initiator. The line is about to hit level, but they need just to get up there. The doesn't always want to convert. Could be up in a couple of different ways. So I think it's really good just to have a hero that can move quick, a lot of damage, and just build himself up. Like you said, Super did go Shiva's last time. I still would prefer the AC here. We'll see what he goes.
Yep. Actually, I think you can make an argument that down the line, the Phoenix is going to pick a
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, we'll
see. You know, farming away. Oh, weird for the Juggernaut to. I mean, it's a very Chinese. It's like the potential, but all the same, you're in a fall now against the Ember Spirit, and you're not really going to go late game against him that well.
I think you can if the Bristleback gets Abyssal.
Okay.
You have a 35-second stun to just...
Oh, sorry. That was going to be a Sunstrike play with a little bit of help. Is he getting lightning? Did he just get lightning down?
He probably got chased down by lightning.
Okay, we're going into combat lock, boys. I know a lot of people hate this, but as soon as we see this encounter...
Well, is he going to die here? Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Yeah, Super is roasted. Look will be coming in, but it just doesn't mean much. So yes, we are going to be checking out what happened to the line, just to be sure. And it was just steering. Like a steering chain all up, but there were lightnings from the Harpies as well. Anyways, this is going to be Gush here onto Garter. There will be the Ravage committed for it. I think they could have just got with these slight chains, but they didn't want to risk it. They wanted the guarantee kill on the Lich, and he's going deeper! He could go all the way into the fountain. Who's killing their opponent in the fountain now, Yao? Oh boy.
Well, this game was like a 180 from what we just watched.
And it comes down to playstyle difference. They really changed up how they were building their formations, how they were approaching the game in terms of moving on that. IGV's cores were so static before. Ember was stuck in the bottom lane. Invoker was stuck in the mid lane. They were like, yeah, I'll strike. You know, I'm farming. Come on. And at the same time, there was this kind of miscommunication, or at least miscoordination, where the North and the Tide were feeling compelled to approach the towers and to put pressure. So those two ideas were destroyed, and once they fixed it, they realized, okay, maybe with the 5-minute disconnect, they had a pause. They said, okay, well, why don't we just fight together? Final pick here. Like that changed the entire game.
I also think that CDEC never had a chance to fight their own chaos. They don't have the heroes to do so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna grasp here.
Lich getting picked off. Hard to choose ones. I blame you.
It's just Ember Spirit doing Ember Spirit things, man. With the Blink Dagger, he has such a range of initiation.
Maybe just follow him for a while.
Yep.
You know, maybe.
You know, Cam. Yeah, essentially what you do is just bereft it back. And with all the observer war have that kind of region, you feel very confident just making
Blink
a jump.
up it, slight chain. They're stuck for Sunstrike to follow through. Kill.
I mean, Aghanim Scepter with max exort. This guy is doing very large amount of damage with each and every Sunstrike. It's at least 537, but with your damage being amplified by int, it's even more.
The point I was trying to make earlier is that before the CDC never had a way to actually pick up the fights. They don't have any initiators. Now it has a blade, so you could begin to look for plays that are maybe you bring the Juggernaut so you can hex and just kill with Omni. But that said, though, if you look over, if you have Sphere, he has Sphere already. These targets that they want to find, these kills. The Invoker has Aegis, the Ember has sorry, Ember has Inkin's advantages.
Yep.
So maybe you could go for the Invoker because technically he is killable, but he's so tanky too.
Alright, we're going to be seeing an attempt to jump in here with the Glimmer Cape as well as a Haste Rune. It would enable opportunity to go for the swap back here, but Dogfight's a little slow to actually activate the Haste Rune and doesn't get that opportunity. You'll probably just see an Omni Slash out there anyway, and I'm not 100% certain on that fight. A little bit of play from long range.
No.
Nah, the fear damage is strong, but not that strong.
Time to pick up cloaks, man.
Will that help? I mean, you're
It'll
still
help.
eating so much damage.
It'll
from
help against the chain.
Yeah, it will help there, but I mean...
Yeah, the Sunstrike Spear, so it doesn't
I
help
just stack Bracer, dude. That's all I do. Treads, Bracer, Bracer, Bracer. That's how you survive.
Infuse raindrops. Actually, that doesn't help against Spear either.
Should?
Well, it helps against the first spell that you
Yes.
take, which is chains. And then
More Sunstrikes, Rabbit. Yes. Just chain tick for more than 50?
yes, I believe
Okay,
so.
so it should just stop
I mean,
that one
it
tick.
feels like it hurts really hard.
Yeah.
Alright, they are making that smoke play, but the smoke breaks, and they don't find anybody.
What? Look at these items, dude. This is a CTY build right here, man. Just go in Vanguard, S and Y, Plate L,
Dire's
Ogre
middle
Club.
tower is under
To be fair, the play was very cost efficient, and so is the Vanguard. Yeah. Once it switched over to BKB, it makes sense as High Hunter and Booker.
Yeah, it's true. But why not just go that outright? Does he really need that plate mail? Another Searing Chains play?
Yeah, I don't think they realized how far they were behind when he got the plate mail.
Okay.
If you think about it, he really doesn't need armor when you have a Lich.
No, definitely not.
So, needs to use his spin probably here. Yep.
And that does make him very vulnerable in the next few seconds here, as IGV just kind of forced the high ground immediately, because if you're not in this fight at all, he's going to get ravaged.
Right. They kind of back it off, use the cliff, and Vito's cooling off pretty soon. Yeah. I think they lose Rax here. It's hard to see them being able to defend this.
It's really difficult for them. They are a deep fight here on IGV, just doing a little bit of do here in the front line. Actually, Ember drops out. He went for the remnant back, and maybe we forgot about one that he left a while before, but
He still has GPOT right now.
well, he's not that far out. And if they go for the Ravage here, under Rabbit, big burst damage coming out. He's gonna have to buy back if they want to try to fight this. They have 3 buybacks on CDEC. Should down to 2 as they buy out on 1. That means that we're just going to be seeing Yao get swapped in. Nice combo! As the Phoenix goes out, massive burst spike! Who's ravaging who? The Supernova will be broken, but the Chain Frost will do so much damage. 4 are down, even though there will be a few slain in their wake. It is going to be a massive high ground defense coming out from CDEC.
Well, they still lost the Rax, and they had to buy back Juggernaut.
I know, but
And they had to buy back Phoenix. And that was so good, almost, right? Like, egg popped, and they went off. I think they win that fight.
I mean, it absolutely, because they are able to do so much more with the Phoenix at that last moment. But
Yeah.
I mean, that Earth Spike, that might as well have been Ravage. Like, that's absolutely it. Like,
We've seen some excellent lines. Yesterday, I think Lamb just essentially had a 4-man Ravage. Except in that game, he also had an Agnum Scepter, so he had a 4 Finger of Death to follow things up. And Cube making it in this game as well.
yeah. A little Chain Frost, not enough. They need more damage. They just need more of everything at this point, because now, like you said, they are in the buyback on the Juggernaut for Rabbit. They are down a full lane of Rax in the mid, and they're really getting in here quickly. They just got the BKB on Super and expended it for naught. It's a rough road ahead for deck.
Yeah, and you can see how HEV is not afraid to commit on Juggernaut. Just like single solo Ravage with Meteor as well as Deafening Blast and everything else. They get a quick kill on Just, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. Meanwhile, conversely, how do you kill the Invoker? How do you kill the Ember Spirit?
Definitely going to be an uphill battle and a very difficult target to acquire. At the very least, you're expecting like the Avenge to swap.
Right.
The Invoker out. The Ember shouldn't strictly shouldn't die, because he should have the Remnant and he should have the Liquids to always keep him up. I mean, there's just not enough speed flying into Mana Drain Hex or anything like that. So
Yeah, and let's not forget the late game chance factor, right? Like, he could pick up an Aghanos and just start barreling with big... Looks like he's gonna go for the more teamfight oriented items, but should this game go for 20 minutes, he's gonna get Ags, and there's gonna be like, you know, big golems and dragons.
BKB for the Juggernaut as well seems like a prudent decision. Considering everything they're up against, but
It's like a sad choice
Yeah.
they have to make.
very reluctant to do so, but it is considered necessary. This was anybody but Rabbit, by the way, they'd just probably be dead. But, you know, lurking on the higher side's better of it and makes his way back to the mid. That's actually decent. Mud Golem for magic resistance soaking up the Chain Frost. Like, we were talking about all the, like, the aura to increase magic resistance. Well, Mud Golems could eat a pretty large amount of Chain Frost.
Well, if it bounced back to it.
Yeah.
What's the aura makes everything else, no matter where it bounced, just tankier.
5% for heroes, and it's not enough.
Dude, 5%. Do you see how close it was in that team fight? 5% might have been everything.
Very well be. I don't know. I don't think that CDEC can even dream of another opportunity like that, and even then it wasn't enough to really call it a real victory.
Interesting to see the Lich just constantly eating range grips. I think it's worth it at this point.
But
you're just hitting your
this is one of those pretty easy. I know I claim the players are like forgetting very easy. This is one of those where like the game is so fast. You're like sacrifice or to one extra half a level to get out of the experience. It's definitely nice. It's just lose something like that very quickly.
Yeah, there's definitely more things going on, like keep out your vision, using your stats properly, keeping track of any smokes. Do we have Roshan respawn time? Yeah, these are kind of the bigger numbers. Well, that one fight did help the graphs kind of dip down, but again, we gotta keep in mind the item progression of both the Phoenix as well as the Juggernaut has been slowed down. How are we looking at Phoenix? Is he trying to win a Shiva's guard, or he's got a plate mail as well? No indication. That's gotta be a Shiva because Phoenix stays real not really.
No, not moving it about. So sorry, I thought you were saying he's completed it. He's still working there, but he is definitely going to be going for the Shiva's guard.
Yeah. So then I imagine the plate mail on Bristleback is just a value plate mail for a while. Maybe transition to AC afterwards, but most likely saving for buyback for a while.
I'd love to see like a blink missile on the Bristle. I know it's a little weird, but like you gotta find some opportunity to punish Ember. He's just gonna keep doing his thing.
I think it's very like you don't really need a blink in the sense that the Bristle is always in the middle of the fight and he's always running around.
I'm just saying like in a pick-off sense. Like if Lion and Bristle both blink on him and one hexes one of the Bristles, you get the kill.
That's true. I think the blink is very good for that scenario, but not good for winning the team fight.
Yeah.
For winning team fight, I think he just need to get really good.
But, I mean, as time goes by, if Yuno doesn't get punched, he's just going to be 6-slotted, and the Ember Spirit can outgun almost any of these guys in that 6-slot form. Like, they're buying BKBs, they're not farming efficiently, and they don't even have that much space to do it with. So, inevitably, this Ember Spirit's net worth advantage just grow.
Well, the bright side is, after 6-slotted, he's not growing more, right?
On the bright side, when the Ember Spirit has only 2 Divine Rapiers in his inventory and only 2 in his stash, he won't be able to do more good stuff.
That's true. That's technically true.
You found the silver linings and everything, Lumi.
I do. I mean, sometimes optimistic.
So we're going to see this smoke bottom, continues to do his thing in mid. We'll have BOT in 37 seconds, but that might not be fast enough.
Wow.
We're going to see the Blink Earth Spike, but see the Blink back as well. That's going to be a failed smoke, and, immediately presses the attack.
And Chang, just on the high ground.
As soon as they go to defend that, it's a free Roshan.
Yeah, that's...
I like the gusto. Obviously, the smoke blade could give them the opportunity to win a fight and turn that into Roche, which would be great because Aegis and just are just Roshan. But realistically, the second that blinks back, here Roche for IGP for attrition. Oh, BKB from Super, he's trying to snatch something. No, he's just running around in circles, trying to get his Military stacked up. He's completely isolated. Super on the back line. They should be able to turn and focus it down. And
it's actually gonna
they're gonna be able to pop it off and break down the Chen without him getting the hand of God off, thanks to the initiation for the Lion. Very nice moves there as he also hexes up into Lot before going down. But Rabbit is forced to BKB, and they are in retreat here. Still here for the Rabbit that is yet to come. He ults out on Super. Should be his bait sealed. They even get in front of him in order to put the Bristleback passive as they go Meteor, Deafening Blast. Garter still think of things, try to glimmer out, but I think that this is going to be annihilated. 22 to 18, but much more importantly, see that graph hurling out of control. A 20,000 net worth advantage. Aegis on the Ember at level 24, and IGV looks to push in.
Yeah, so this game, very similar to the last game. He's just gonna try to spin away. In terms of how it went, like it never felt like IGV was behind at all, right? Just from the double kill shot, it was just ahead.
Oh, nice. Back available on the shot again. Another buyback this game, but just trying to final stand here. It's gonna be the Phoenix finish off just in the defense. Still being nuked down despite the hand of God, but in the meantime, the racks of all, and it's taken mid and it's taken the melee bottom.
Yeah, I don't really see on any worlds how they can make a comeback.
So you would compare the lead that we see from IGV here, similar to the lead that had game 1.
Similar in the sense that CDEC could never pick fights on terms.
Mm-hmm.
Always reacting in the fight, right? Like the time with Ravage. Granted, they had a good period in the early game where, remember, they kept telling Tide, saying, "Oh, Tide is having a hard time, it's not getting a blink." But once that blink came off, they just didn't have an answer.
Sure, and he's always going to get the blink.
Yeah.
Along with that, it's just like the only weakness of TV here, we're forcing bad fights and bad pushes. Like, if just respect them for that, themselves for doing that, and say, "Hey, we don't have a general like it, we have an Ember Spirit," and just play it back a little bit, like, it would have been so much more.
Yeah. I also think CDEC expected to get a lot more out of their Bristleback alone.
Yeah.
Bristleback is one of those that you want to from ahead. Because behind this position, he just... I mean, he's a glorified melee, maybe that's a little bit disrespectful, but it's kind of not really doing much, right? Fight.
Yeah, he has a lot to do with it. I mean, Fairy Fireman. Invoker turns it with a single Fairy Fire, gets level 2, pops Cold Snap. The lanes break down quickly, so... I don't know. It doesn't seem like the Lich pick did what they wanted to either. I mean, if the Bristleback is still feeling the need to buy plate mail, if you're not getting sacrificed to the one and win the lane over the Invoker, as you absolutely could, I feel like that, while still a good pick draft-wise, did not do what it was supposed to this game.
Yeah, it almost felt like, at that point they had Phoenix as well as Lion showing, that those were the two that they wanted to support. And then as soon as they saw Invoker, it's like, oh wait, let's do a Lich thing. And then they just threw apart their whole draft, their whole strategy that they had coming into, and it just got weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure how often CDEC have run the support Phoenix, but whatever they had in mind, it definitely seemed like it was them just kind of, like you said recently, into the play, just playing reactively.
Yeah.
Acting reactively in that sense too. We're going to see the jump in here, maybe the final fight is a nice little Yules there. It creates an opportunity. Yeah, with the top of Supernova, it's going to be the Earth Spike out, but turning it the other way with the Ravage. Now, no BKB will be expiring soon, and as soon as the BKBs are gone, he can Ravage. No, he'll go down too quickly. Unos is all in on these barracks. They still can't actually control him, so he's just going to go onto the range track, slow attacks as the fires connect, but he is still going to be able to stick around. Buyback on the Tide, trying to get back into this one. He's actually just TP'd and he's running down mid. When he gets back, there will be no BKBs. So right now, IGV just have to keep CDEC in this area. Will keep them fighting at the top lane, and now finally Tide's back in. And July can go man mode here with his next Blink CD, and they should be able to finish it off for real.
Yep, range racks being pressured on the bottom side as well. Meanwhile, he already spotted the Blink Ravage should be free. It actually kind of blinks in the wrong way, but that should give them enough room to finish this the racks.
Yep. Now it's just going to be one max to rule them all. Carter going to be caught out. There's going to be as well the Ravage Deafening Blast. That will be enough to clean off Juggernaut as well. No, there's going to be the Ravage we've been looking for, and that's going to be massive cleave damage as well. Right outside the fountain. They're diving, they're winning, and they're feeling really good about it.
Yeah, GG's still not being called, but alright.
To the bitter end.
I thought the
I know. Did he go up to the fountain? Of course he did.
Yeah, he's good.
Of course he did. Still no GG.
So, what we said earlier, we're not exactly sure about the better tiebreaker between these two teams. But because CDEC did not win this game, it will come down to tiebreakers in terms of who has second seed.
Yes, as long as CDEC take a 2 over FTDB, which they are expected to, it will be a tiebreaker matchup.
Do we know what the tiebreaker rules? Is this based on head-to-head or?
Based on the past majors and TI, it should be based on head-to-head. This guy's tied, so it should be a tiebreaker match, best of 3 between among them at the end of the China Day.
What about tiebreakers based on who they beat?
Yeah, those have come up in the past,